I still need to read my camera manual because I don't know how much space is on my SD card from looking at the screen. I don't know. But hello, I'm Amberthest, and my art room is a mess. But this video is about my first month on tea. I'm non-binary and use like they them pronouns, and I wanted to make a video about things that I've noticed on my first month of tea. So to start, I am taking the gel, which I was very fortunate to be able to get. So that's applied every day on my shoulders and upper back and like this area. And I'll talk more about what that's like. But yeah, so I did a lot of research like a while ago on like watching people's different milestones and like different month updates on tea, just to like figure out if it was something I wanted to do, and of course I have come to the conclusion that yes, I do, and that is why I'm here right now. But it's been a while since I've really like sat down and watched a lot of those update videos because that was just something I was doing to research before. But so basically what I'm trying to say is I didn't expect like a lot to happen by 1 month, and it's very subtle things that have happened. So I just want to document those little things and maybe share some like more TMI things that I haven't really heard a lot of other people talking about, such as stuff to do with menstruation. So content warning for that. And yeah, I guess I'll first start with like explaining a little bit about what the gel is like, my experience with that so far. So it comes in these little tubes. I've heard of other people having like a nice pump and you just like do a squirt of that a day. Like that sounds great, but mine comes in these little just tubes. There's one tube for each day. It seems a little bit like wasteful in multiple ways because it's hard to get like everything out of that tube and it's a mess, but that's what I've got and I'm thankful for it. So I just apply one of those every day to my shoulders, and I have to wait for it to like dry, but it takes a long time to dry, so at a certain point like I have to put on a shirt, and my shirt gets stuck to my shoulders every day, like plastered onto me, and then I have to like, I peeled it off earlier so it's like loose. It still feels like a little tacky. I don't know. Ugh. But like it'll be fully like a sticker and I have to like peel it up. Oh, it's whack, and my skin's getting a little sensitive to that, so I'm trying to see how that goes, I guess. And because of that, I've decided to start getting like undershirts, but I have to get like the t-shirt kinds so that it covers the actual part that I have tea on. And I only have 2 so far, so like this neckline is whack, but I'm hoping that it protects my shirts from like the wear and tear of just being constantly like peeled, because it leaves like lint and all of the like fibers from the shirt that it's pulling off. So I feel like over years that's just gonna fuck up all my shirts. So undershirts, gonna thrift some more of those. And yeah, that's like the practical side of it. And then the internal changes and stuff. I haven't prepared any notes, so I'm just gonna think back to like what happened like the first week. I noticed psychological changes as far as like just feeling like, starting to feel more of like mind and body being able to become one in like a way that I hadn't felt before and I'd been really struggling with. So it felt really nice, and I knew like from day one that like, all right, I'm on the right path. Like I'm doing good with this, and it just felt good. And then I had changes. I noticed changes in like my guts and like how that's going. It's hard to explain. It just like feels a little bit different. And pretty soon, like within that first week, I noticed I was eating faster. I just realized I forgot to put my ring back on after I put on lotion. Yay. But I've been eating faster. And like I'm a really slow eater. Everyone eats faster than me. It's fine. But now like I've been eating faster and I have to like pace myself a little bit more and be like, if I eat too fast, I will feel sick. Don't do that. But I'm just eating. I'm just eating fast. Whatever it is I'm eating. Maybe I'm just eating really, really good things lately. But anyway, there's that. And I don't think my appetite has necessarily increased. I just think I'm eating at a faster rate when I have that food. So nothing changed as far as appetite that I can notice. And I'm not eating more food than usual. But I am pooping more frequently. So that's fun and exciting. Yes. And within the first week or so, I started noticing like my speaking feels a little bit different. I don't think it's anything that can be heard. Maybe. I don't know. You can watch one of my other videos and then watch this one and be like, yes or no. But I haven't looked back at what it sounded like and what it sounds like now. I don't know what it sounds like now. But it feels a little bit different. And I noticed specifically there were like 2 occasions on like the second or third day or something. Like it was very within the first week where on the same day, there was like something I was saying. And it just that like phrase that I said, it felt different. And then like later that evening, I was laughing at something someone said and it felt different. I was like, what the heck? This shouldn't be happening yet. I'm confused, like what? But yeah, so little tiny, like it just feels a little bit different, but I don't think it can be heard. And then as far as skin goes, I am breaking out a little bit more, especially on my upper back, like not where I'm applying the tea, but like in the middle. So that's fun, except I do have one like on my shoulder here, like where I have to rub over to get the tea on, so that's fun and fresh. And then my face is breaking out more. It's very small. I don't know, like I usually get like stuff along my hairline, that's a thing, and then like here, but yeah, it's just, it feels bumpier. So I washed my face for the first time this morning outside of the shower, just like in the sink. That's not something I really do. I usually wash my face in the shower, but I don't take a shower every single day. So I'm gonna try and incorporate washing my face into my new morning routine that has been brought on by having to do the tea gel every morning, which I think is really nice because I'll do like some stretches while I'm waiting for it to dry and just like spend some time with my body, take care of my hair, do my boar brush thing. Now I can wash my face and just really take care of myself. It feels good to start my day that way, even though it takes a while because I'm just standing there. A lot of time I'm just like standing there like my shoulders are so wet and gooey and sticky, but yeah, it's working. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the other night I watched, as I was approaching this 1 month on tea day, it was like other people like do videos about this, so I looked it up and like watched, I think I just watched one video from a guy who was 1 month on tea, of course. And just to see like what he was saying, and like he mentioned that his voice felt different, and by that point he was already having like voice cracks or whatever, so that's fun. And he was also not on the gel. So I'm sure there's differences in like how that dose comes in, as well as like the genetic things. But he also mentioned like I think he mentioned being able to see his veins more. They're like more prominent, and that is something I have noticed also. Mostly you probably can't see this because they're just glowing, but I can usually see, you can probably see, it wants to see my face. My wrist, you can see there's blue there probably. I've always been able to like see that, and like this in my hand right there, and then like some lines on the back of my hand. But now I can really see this like faint blue line that goes all the way to my elbow, especially on this side, because then I can see a vein like right there, just under the skin. And I haven't always been able to see that like in the ditch of my arm. So that's interesting. And my friend actually mentioned before I even, I didn't even know that they had noticed this, and I was like, yeah, I think my veins are more prominent, and they were like, I thought you were just dehydrated. like they noticed, they could see that my veins were more prominent on my hands. So that's interesting. I'm like, that's from the tea. I've been drinking lots of water. And then let's see, what else? I was gonna mention periods. I haven't mentioned that yet. So I got my period like last week or whatever, and so it was a little bit different of an experience. So I'll just go through briefly my history with like menstruation. In high school, my periods are always the worst on the first day. So in high school, it would get to be a point where like if I got my period that day, a lot of times I would have to like leave school or call out of work or like something, because it was just so bad that like the cramps, that I couldn't really function. So I eventually like went to a gynecologist and was given birth control to like get that in check, and it helped. Like I didn't have that bad of periods anymore. First day of my period is still the worst, but it wasn't like laying on the bathroom floor naked kind of pain, so that's an improvement. And then I got off of birth control like a couple years ago. I just, whatever. So my periods they changed a bit again, but they did not like become what they were before birth control. So it was still kind of consistent. And since then I've only had like one period where it was like as bad as when I was in high school. So that's fine. And then so this one, what? This is go away. You're literally not wearing pants. You're not ready to go. You go get ready. You go get ready. So I got my period. The one night, it was in the evening, like around dinner time or something. And then, so I expected it to be like pretty bad overnight. And usually when I get my period like overnight, I am woken up a lot and it's hard to sleep because cramps are so bad. So like it's very noticeable, and like I'm exhausted the next day just because like I have not slept very well. This time I woke up like once or twice and I was like, ow, what the heck? This is stupid. Cramps. And like specifically in my dreams, I also was on my period because I could feel my cramps in my dreams. So, but that was about it. Like I was able to sleep through most of the night, and then in the morning I was like, it's still within 24 hours. I could still expect to just be like hit with all of this pain. I don't know. So I'm just always like alert, ready for that on my first day of my period, and it just didn't come. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I slept through the worst of it. But I think it was really just more mild, and yeah, and then I had a lighter flow than usual for the remaining days of the week of the period, and I track my period in an app, and I was bleeding for 1 day longer than my personal average. So those were just the things of note. It was a lot more manageable than my other periods have been, so I'm happy about that. And periods don't make me dysphoric, thankfully, so that's a plus. It'll just be a bonus if it kind of goes away or happens a lot less frequently, because they're so annoying. They're just such an inconvenience, and I don't like them. I don't think that anyone should have to go through what a period is. Just stop. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Yeah, so that's my 1 month update. I really wanted to just give a little update because you're only on the first month of T one time, usually. I mean, it's only gonna be your first 1 month once. So these are the changes that I've experienced. I'm curious to see, like, looking back at this and, like, seeing the progression. And I just wanted to share some more, like, non-binary transition things because that's a lot less common. Yeah. And also, I've not heard anyone talk about, like, what their period was like on T. Like, I only hear about, like, oh, I still get it, or it went away, or oh, it came back for a second, but, like, no details of, like, how it's affected personally, which makes sense because a lot of people get dysphoric about their periods. So, that's alright, but I can talk about it because I don't have that problem. My nose is itchy, though. I have that problem. My allergies have not gone away. It's been years. Okay. That's enough for today. See you later. Have a nice day. Subscribe. I'm gonna go grocery shopping for the apocalypse.